Well, hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, election day. So get out there and vote. If you don't like what's going on, the only way to make a change is to vote.
That's true.
Yeah. And if you don't vote, don't complain.
Yeah. Thank you for that PSA, Ed.
Hey, I was stuck at the county recorder's office yesterday as a bona fide observer.
For how long?
I went down there at 9:30, left at 12:30, came back at like 2 something and stayed till 6:30. Because it was, and I don't want to get into the whole PSA, but it was actually really nice to go down there and see how they open them, how they have the protection, all the stuff that's in place. So I was really surprised. I don't want to say it wrong. I thought it was going to be a show, but it was actually pretty good. And the lady in charge made some major changes when she got elected the last time, and you can see that.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's very secure for inside the building. There's still the whole ballot harvesting and all the other stuff. But if you can't beat them, you got to join them.
2,000 mules, huh?
Yeah, if you can't beat them, you got to join them at their own game. Come on. But let's talk about real estate because everybody's worried out there, and I thought maybe the election would help that fear. I don't really see it with what's going on with the main. When you do an act of a wartime thing to create more solar panels.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's a ton of uncertainty. And I've been doing open houses the last couple of weekends.
What? You actually do open houses?
Yeah. It's a good time, Plus, the market has slowed down a little bit, so we are seeing listings stay longer. So, you want to work those listings as much as you can.
Are you getting a lot of activity through open houses?
So compared to the last couple years, not as much, but we have serious buyers coming through. Where it used to be, you had
looky-loos,
and just exactly what people who would be looking at houses that maybe they just weren't interested in, they weren't really qualified for. Now we have people that are serious buyers, and we're actually got an offer last night from a person that came through the house. So
mute yourself there, Bobby.
No.
Yes, you are. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mike Kelly.
All righty.
See, it's important to have people tell us what to do because you're getting an echo through, and now they won't. So.
Oh, I appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah. See, he was like, "You forgot to mute yourself." So. All right, so let's get going because we don't want that extra echo. Okay. Echo. But I was still stuck on the word gaggle.
Gaggle. Oh.
You're a farmer.
Well, no, but I did grow up in the country.
All right. So when you're going through the open houses, a lot of good buyers are coming through. There's what you're saying.
Yeah, because it used to be, with your guest log, you could have, 30 people come through in a 3-hour open house.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're seeing, 4 or 5. Like I said, they're serious. They kind of walk around the house for a good 15, 20 minutes, kick the tires, and him and hog, right? So
now, are they all pre-qualified, pre-approved?
I have no idea. These are just people that come off the street,
I thought you're supposed to be that before you could go through open houses.
Well,
not anymore.
What's interesting is I'm not seeing a whole lot of people come through with agents. They all have an agent, but they're not with them. And I just found that kind of interesting because it's not, this market has slowed down. It's not as crazy. But yeah. So we have people that are qualified.
So basically, what I'm hearing is it's a little bit less traffic, but they're more qualified traffic who actually could buy the place.
Yeah. Okay. It's just less noise in the market. So.
All right. So when you're going through open houses, what are you finding with with the people selling? I mean, mostly sellers sold many houses before. Is this first time selling?
Yeah. So for a lot of folks, it's their first time selling. And that's why I kind of want to introduce like this home selling 101 that I thought maybe you and I could do a deep dive into, just because there's a lot of folks that have bought a home in the past, especially when the market was down. First time home buyers were getting good deals on homes, and now it's time for them to sell them, right?
Right.
And so
I don't know if it's time to sell them. It just depends on, are they moving out of state or what's their plan?
Well, yeah. I just have a client right now that they're going to be moving out of state next week. So.
Wow. What state?
Texas.
Really? Still?
Yeah.
Did you know in Texas that they can raise your taxes 10% over the value that it goes up each year? And so that means every 10 years your taxes double on your property taxes.
Yeah. No, they can, but what will they?
Yeah, no, they will.
Oh, they will.
Every 10% each year. Yes. We're at 3% in California. And you're saying, why are you saying this, Ed? Well, because we're at 1.25% tax rate, right, on 500,000. they're at 3% to start. So they're 15,000 versus the, what's that? A little about $6,000 for here in California to start, which, there's no state tax, right? But you have to pencil the numbers before you move. So
true.
Anyway, get off my soapbox. I'm just doing that little protection. Make sure, and also now is a great time to actually go to Texas to see if you're going to like the heat.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? I lived in Virginia Beach for 10 years, and the humidity was a little annoying, but I had nicer skin then.
Yeah, I know, but you know how many people complained about Saturday night, how humid it was here in California? Yeah. But we hardly ever have humidity.
Yeah. Well, that's why people just aren't used to it, right? I mean, when you go from an average of like 18, then you go to like 35% humidity, people think they're...
Dude, we were at 31 last night. That was 60 or 70% humidity Saturday night.
Was it?
Yes. It was sticky.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's go on with your 101. So what, as a new seller who's never sold a house before, what's usually the biggest question they have, or what's the where are they at?
So the first thing,
since I don't even work that side, I only do the loan side.
Yeah. So the first thing they're going to ask is, what do you think my house is worth? And the best way to do that is to just have a consultation, or just come over and meet them, right? And a lot of times people call that like the listing appointment. But I like to come over, ask a lot of questions, sit down, take an hour or two, tell me about the house, tell me about what you guys' plans are, what you're hoping to get done by selling the house, if you have an exit strategy, and where you want to land. Because for a lot of people, still moving out of state, it's really important that we coordinate. Either we find them a good agent where they're going, or if they have one they've been referred to, that we're in constant contact, because obviously the purchase of their home and their replacement property in a different state is contingent on us selling this house. So we in constant contact till it closes.
Right. Now, because when you come over, because the question you have, what's my house worth, is just right there with what they call it when people used to call and say, what's your rate? What's your rate today?
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's basically that's just a start, but had nothing before. It doesn't matter what my rate is. I don't even know if you can qualify for my rate and what my rates are, because I need to talk to you about many different reasons. Yeah. Why are you looking? What are you trying to do? Where are you going? Just like you were doing with the listing agreement, or I should say listing, whatever you call that appointment.
Yeah. I mean, that's traditionally, people know it as the listing appointment, but
right. But that's nervous.
We'll just say the meet and greet.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And so you go through that, you figure out what they're going to do, and you guys agree on a price. And I think it's even more important now to not overprice your house, because we're seeing a lot of what they call improvements instead of reductions these days, because it sounds better. Yeah. But that's because they didn't really listen to their agent in the beginning, and they probably thought it was worth more. But that's not. And a lot of people think, hey, I want it here, and I'll have them write an offer, and I'll see if I want, then we'll go back and forth. People don't want to do that. They only want to write an offer on a house that's priced right to begin with.
Yeah. And I mean, we're starting to see people ask for a little bit more in offers, but still just a clean, full price offer is something that's going to get it accepted. But yeah. So I just wanted to, I know we're just going to do an introduction and a little market update, but yeah. So for anybody who's interested, tune in, because we're going to be talking about that a little more in depth, just the step by step and what you will expect when you go to list your house.
People think this is so easy, and it's not so easy. And you got to get to a point where you're just going to make a mistake and just keep going. So don't worry about it. It's important. What we're going to also, so after they'd agreed to, and I just want to go a little bit more before we go. We'll keep right at about 10. Yeah. So they agree on the price. You write the listing. You're gonna, before you put it on the market, though, you do inspections, right? Or you do. Everybody do inspections before it goes on the market, or is that just the smart thing to do?
Well, so there's one inspection that I recommend. I think it's paramount is the pest inspection, because if you don't know, if you have termites and you get in contract and you have some major pest repairs, that's not only going to slow the transaction down, sometimes it can be a deal killer. So if you because the pest inspection is going to look for things that we don't see day to day. That is number one. It's $100. It's really cheap, reassurance. And a lot of times we find stuff in that pest inspection, and it's easier to address it before you put it on the market. And then when you do, you can say, hey, here, I can provide you a clear pest. And that just makes people even more apt to release that inspection contingency and write you a clean offer.
Right. And I mean, I would much rather know my house, what the issues I'm gonna have in my house before I go to sell it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we did on one of the houses we sold. We had all the inspections done up front, and we knew what the issues were.
Mhm.
And then, especially if we're going to take a VA buyer, because of course I'm going to, and I don't care how much cash you have and anything else, I'll take a VA buyer over anybody.
Yeah. That's good.
Right. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Veterans, they sign on the line to protect this country. You should be taking their offer first over anybody's. And I know that's not that way, because people think there's an issue with taking a VA loan when there's not any more issues. Even if there was an issue with some pests, we can there's a short form that says that there's no active pests. That's all we care about. No active pests. Period.
No termites going in and out having lunch.
Well, we're in California. I mean, Southern California is worse. There's no real forest anymore, so they have to go to the homes to eat up. Yeah. We have enough forest around here. They have other places to go, but you still get some occasionally subterranean. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to deal with it.
Yeah. It's something that people, they almost feel like shame when they find out they have termites, and it's
not lice.
Yeah, we're all victims, at some point in time.
It's not like your kid having lice. That's when you have shame. Right?
Especially when they give it to the rest of the kids.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, your son was over at a slumber party, and now everybody has it. I'm just kidding. All right. The fun things we get to talk about on here. All right. I appreciate you showing up today there, Bobby. And we'll be back on Thursday with Bobby at this time. We'll do 8:30 also. It's a good time. Talking about the additional stuff for listing a house. And we'll also have it on the YouTube channel, which is, you can just find me everywhere under Ed Parcaut, and that's the same for the YouTube channel. Check us out. Bobby has his own. Bobby, what's your YouTube channel?
Just Robert Atkins, Realtor. So try to keep it consistent.
Yeah, not the electrician, huh?
We have a Robert Atkins electrician?
No, I'm just messing with
you. Is that my dad?
All right. Everybody have a great day. And if you haven't, get out and vote, please.
Yes.
All right.